I guess right now we should start the show. Who's this suspicious character strapped with the
Hi, welcome to lockdown day 5, and I thought I'd go at making a video because lots of you have been asking about how I make bread, as I put it all up on the Facebook and whatnot. First things first, big shout goes out to Ken Forkish and his book Water Salt Yeast, Water. That taught me everything I need to know, and big love to Roland and Honora for lending me said book. So alright, let's get straight to it. You need some stuff, as well as an oven obviously, but you need stuff to mix dough in, you need stuff to prove the dough in after a period of time, and you need one of these to bake it in the oven. It's you use it as a Dutch oven, it's one of the techniques, gives you a great crust. Okay, so you need a big 5 to 10 litre mixing pot. You see this is an old crappy box, but you know, wash something out, something you can mix dough in, and it's got to be sealable as well, so the old yeast thing can go on over the hours it needs to go on. You need that. You need some scales, baking scales. You need something to measure or weigh water in. You need a proving basket, and if you want to do baguettes, a proving cloth. Alright, flour, yeast, salt, and the water I mentioned before. And an oven. You need an oven. You need an oven that you can turn up to max. Fan oven is good. Gas ovens, I don't know what max would be, but whatever max is on the gas scale sounds good, right? So yeah, get that stuff together. Okay, so I'll move some shit out of the way. You've got your stuff together, right? You've got your mixing pot, you've got your weighing thing, you've got your flour, and by the way, you need a flour, Ken's reckons, that's got a protein content of as close to 12 grams as you can get it. This one I found in Carrefour, it's got 11.5, and that's like the closest I've come to. You've got a good deal of choice in France for flour. I use this bio dried yeast, never bought anything else, it works fine. Some table salt, sea salt, and obviously the water. So, with the scales, we use baker's percentages, as Ken teaches, which he learned from the Paris great, so he says. You want a kilo of flour. Oftentimes, the flour you buy from the supermarket is just under, so I've always got another little bit of flour kicking over, just to make it up, should I need to, and like I say, you often do. So, as normal, that one's like 15 grams under. Well, I'll top it up with a bit more flour. Get on a kilo. Then, the other thing he teaches, the other 2 ingredients, which might be a little bit esoteric, is you need to count time and temperature as 2 other ingredients. So there's temperature of the water that I'm going to add to this flour for the first stage of the dough mixing process needs to be warm. The final flour wants to be, ideally, around 26, 27 degrees, but I just use hot water from the tap. And that seems to work just fine. So, run the hot tap. And I want 720 grams of hot water, warm water. It's baker's percentage of 72. So yeah, and I do this a lot. I didn't like tear the thing from the scale, so fuck that way up. Don't forget to do that. It's the right pain in the ass. Going over it again, kilo of flour, 720 grams of warm water. Too much. Spot on. I've done that enough times now to know how much water. 720. And then, just tip that in there and mix it. I've washed my hands, you can count on that.
I advise you to wash yours, especially under the current circumstances. And then you've got to get your hand in there and mix it up. Thanks very much as well to Nick for doing the filming on this, otherwise, as you can tell, it'd be a bloody nightmare. Mix this up. People pinch it together, but you'll know when it's fully mixed. You get on your edge, get my finger around the edge of the bottom of the mixing bowl to make sure all the dry flour comes together with the water into a pretty even ball. And then we leave it for a period of time. That kilo of flour, that's 720 grams of warm water mixed together, and leave it for between 20 and 40 minutes. It's called the Autolyse process. Don't add any yeast or salt yet. As soon as I've done with this, I'll weigh those things ready. But you leave this in the sealed bucket for 20 to 40 minutes. Just experiment. It comes down to temperature of the water, the flour you're using makes a difference. You need to do it a few times to do your baking science. Your kitchen temperature will vary. Where you leave the bucket of dough, the temperature of that may vary, but room temperature is fine. I tend to pinch it together when it's feeling like it wants to separate. That is almost done. You see it's come together into a pretty standard flour and water dough ball. Keep one hand clean so you can do the old home ec bit, pinch the flour off your fingers. Nobody died there, Nick, do you think? Just a brush, right? Leave that 20 to 40 minutes.